to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats. Falcons got bird flu. Take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. No, and every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 813 going crazy. Tampa, boy. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. And we in Tampa Bay, baby. Tell them where you from. 813 going crazy. Yeah. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. Now when I say
what is up, Bucs Nation? It is Monday, December 9th, 2024, and you're watching the Loose Cannons podcast. I'm your boy, the Sammer Ali, hanging out with my beloved intern, Stank Bastard, and our new intern, Izzy, of course. Before I forget, it is Victory Monday. Bucs coming off fresh off a ridiculously entertaining win against the Las Vegas Raiders, and that means you guys save 13% off the entire website, loosecannonsmerch.com. Enter the discount code Victory Monday and save 13% off everything on the site. That is just a little tip of the cap to good old Mike Evans, because why the fuck not? And maybe next week I'll do a different player. Maybe it's a 24% off. I don't know. Whoever wears 24 probably doesn't deserve it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Stanker. The Bucs are on a three-game winning streak, man. We just beat the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, I mean, this is regular at this point in December for the Todd Bowles Buccaneers. The Baker Mayfield Buccaneers start off hot, kind of hit a little low, and get hot again in December when it matters the most, man. How was it yesterday? Feeling it. First place again, baby.
I didn't like that game yesterday. Didn't like it all. You know, it's like it was like a tease. Come out, man, just feeling good. First quarter, this is everything you expected it would be. And then the old Bucs just return and just make it difficult for no reason. Baker throws what I thought was a hell of a play by that defensive end. Throws that first pick, and then he unraveled after that. And, that's not what you want to see. The guy needs to show a little bit more composure.
We're in first place. Give me some first place energy, man. Come on, wake up. This is what you wanted.
No.
This is what you wanted from the team.
I do.
Got the victory shades on.
Sammer, you can't give this team credit. They play terrible. When people are giving them pats on the back and talking about, hey, this is a good football team. Holy shit. We eventually just fall apart, right? We play like shit. So no respect right now. In my mind, they have to win out. The last three games, they should have won. They did. They should have. They struggled with, against teams that they shouldn't have had any problem against. And so not good enough for me. All right? I don't care if I almost hit the score prediction on the head.
We had kind of both did almost. So let's start. Let's start on a positive note, though, man. Let's start on something that did look good yesterday, even though we went away from it. The Bucs ground game, dominant again, in my opinion. They're now fourth in the NFL in yards per carry. A far cry from what we've been the last few years. Even when Tom Brady was here, we could not run the ball. Now, all of a sudden, we're running the ball with the best of them. We're moving the ball on the ground. I feel like we're not going there enough times. We're not going that well enough, and at times we go away from it completely. But with all that being said, still a pretty damn good day on the ground. We had 152 yards rushing. That's 5.8 yards a clip. Rachaad White had himself a pretty efficient day, 17 times, 90 yards a touchdown. Sean Tucker came in there, had a nice, I think, a 34-yard run, ends with 47 yards. And they've run for 150 plus yards each of the last three games, right? And they have 14 rushing touchdowns this season alone, Stank, which is more than the last two seasons combined, which again speaks to what Liam's been able to do in that building, in that room, being able to kind of use a little creativity to create running lanes for Bucky and Rashad, but not having Bucky in the game, big part of, people thinking, oh, we can't run the ball. Rashad came out there, did his thing, and it was good to see. It was good to see the Bucs at least being able to do that one part of offense pretty damn good throughout the day.
Including Liam Cohen, evidently, right? He didn't trust Rashad either. He didn't trust anybody. As soon as Bucky, his back started to get a little tender, and he's like, I'm just not going to run the ball anymore. Even though we're up 14-0, and I could just pound the rock, probably just absolutely, ruin the Raiders. No, they just decided they were going to get out there and just start slinging it around. And yeah, Jonas, I'm on the search for the worst lighters possible. I'm never going to light my cigars with a match. And yeah, I just lit it with this fireplace starter, and it tasted terrible, but it doesn't matter.
You need to find the lighter that they have that works just like that thing in your hand, but it's the crackhead foot from Dave Chappelle. They've got it with
there has to be a foot lighter out there.
Oh, it's out
right.
There. It's out there.
I already have the foot ashtray.
Yeah.
Sammer, you got people, bro. Can you like one of your factories can make me a foot lighter?
I'll get you a real human's foot. We'll preserve it, and you just use an actual human's foot.
I like that. There's got to be one of your sweatshops with like a 6 or 7 year old kid out there that can hammer me out a foot lighter quickly.
Listen, for all the people in here asking about Intern Izzy is definitely here.
He's here.
He's not allowed to speak.
He's watching. He's listening.
Yeah,
he's
judging. Not allowed to
speak
out of line. He learned his lesson last week. He ran a couple of laps, like I said. But anyway, let's focus back on this run game, Stank. You didn't really say much about anything.
Wait, can we say hello to Izzy? Don't just keep the man like in the closet. Can you just let him out? He needs a face reveal.
There he is.
I think
right there.
Izzy's
Izzy chilling in the intern closet. Intern 2966. I just recently learned his name, to be honest with you guys. I've been calling him 2966 the entire time.
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
there he is.
There he is. Izzy.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for letting me out the closet. And second off, my debut wasn't that great. I saw the Friday episode. Apparently, I need to do better.
Anyway, Stank, back to what we were talking about. The running game, man. I mean, we finally have a run game in Tampa. Liam's got a weapon at his disposal. He goes away from it far too often, I think. They're really, really efficient. They're moving the ball in the first quarter. Then all of a sudden, he goes like 11 out of 14 plays or pass plays. I get it. It's working. Baker looked really good in the first quarter. He's really efficient. Ridiculous passing rating. But I feel like he just kind of gives it away and makes it a little bit too easy for the defense we're facing when you should just be leaning on a little bit more. And I'm not saying run the ball on first down. Just saying get a little more, creative with it. Don't be so transparent. Don't be so pass happy. Don't get too cute. I've been tweeting for like 3-4 weeks now. And I think he did that, and it ultimately leads to some of the issues they have in the second and third quarter, in my opinion.
He definitely listens to our show. One of my major pushes actually last week was get these other receivers involved, and Liam listened. I think that's probably why he decided to go away from the run game so much. And by the way, it was easy to see. Rashad had the hot hand right away. Bucky did not look like himself after the first 2 carries. You just saw it, but Rashad looked rejuvenated. Rashad looked fast. He looked aggressive. And at least from where we were sitting, it was clear that he needed to be featured a little bit more. But yeah, good to see Jalen McMillan get some balls. He took advantage of his opportunities, even though he shouldn't have scored at the end, which was just a stupid rookie play. But whatever, take it. Like you said, I don't know why I'm a little ornery right now. I didn't sleep well last night.
Yeah, I don't. And you're jumping all over
stadium sushi.
You're messing up our topic. I told you not to eat stadium sushi, man. I told you. Unless you're in a sit-down place, you don't eat sushi. Sushi to go is always a terrible idea unless you're going to a place that's a sit-down and you're taking it to go. But if it's a food truck, if it's a cart of sorts, if it's some sort of concession stand, don't eat the sushi. That's
me and Latte, we decided we were going to get adventurous yesterday, and we just piled our mouths full of stadium sushi. Wasn't a good choice. I actually had to go. I disappeared for a quarter and a half. I was shitting my brains out in one of the bathrooms. Thankfully, the bathrooms in the club section have television, so I was able to shit.
My son Zane kept saying,
"Why?"
He's like, "Why is Stank in the bathroom for this long?" And he was blaming you for what was happening in the second and third quarter because you left your seat. All right.
Yeah.
And so he knows the laws. You apparently don't. And what did he call you when you returned? What did he say you were when you returned back to your seat finally? Around the end of the third quarter.
I don't even remember.
think you do.
I was a little bit out of it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Listen, it was a lot of people like to shit on this defense, Stank. Yesterday it was Levante, Cansey, Vita, and a bunch of duct tape, and they still, in my opinion, played pretty damn well on that side of the ball.
Levante, you say?
Yeah, Levante was there. I've been reverse psyching that guy for 4 weeks now, and it's been working like a charm. So I'm going to continue at it. Every Thursday show, I'm going to shit on Levante, and he's going to hear it, he's going to see it, he's going to clip it, he's going to play it in his headphones pregame, and then he's going to go out there and make me look like a doofus. And you know what? For my team, I will gladly look like a doofus if that's all it takes, right? If that's all it takes, I'll pull a Stank. It's fine. But yeah, man, they showed up, in my opinion. They didn't look great all the time, but they seemed to make the plays that mattered. Tyke Smith, like we predicted, covering his former teammate, Brock Bowers, okay, shutting him down. The whole defense as a whole, nobody had that on their bingo card that they were going to even come close to stopping Brock Bowers. Yet somehow,
except for you and I,
we got him. We got him.
We did.
It was awesome to see. And he was almost invisible. He had 3 catches, 49 yards, 0 touchdowns. And like I said, Tyke Smith covering him and getting a pick on a massive play that he's targeted on that ends what seemed like the longest drive I've ever witnessed in my life. The Raiders basically controlled the entire third quarter up until like 3 or 4 minutes left in the quarter. And it was going to probably be a touchdown. It was one of those drives. I was like, oh shit, it was going to turn the game around. Tyke Smith comes up, dog on dog crime, steals the ball away, and kind of calms everything down for the Bucs. And that kind of leads into the fourth quarter where they scored 2 more touchdowns and everything's back well again in the Bucs world. But that was massive. And we didn't really talk, Stank. How did you feel about the defense? Everyone's been shitting on them. And yesterday, they played a pretty good game, in my opinion.
They did, but that's probably the worst offense in the NFL.
It is.
Probably the worst offense I've seen in years, honestly. It was really, really bad. That fat-faced quarterback who got carted off the field for a thigh bruise.
He got
thigh bruise, whatever. He had
a bone bruise in his knee. He had an air cast and a cart. I mean, the only thing missing was the ambulance.
You know what? I've got a theory. Sometimes you get hit, in a certain way, and I think he shit his pants just like I almost did at the game. I think he shit himself, and so he stayed down. It was like an awkward push. He didn't expect to get pushed. Cansey probably hit him a little bit too late. He pooped himself. There's cameras everywhere except for on the pylon for some reason. Probably this week there was a pylon cam. We didn't need it, but I think he shit himself. Got carted in. At that point, it's an embarrassment. Game's already out of hand. Desmond Ridder gets the ball, or gets the opportunity to get out there and.
Your theory might be, you might have a good theory because they were wearing the silver pants, and if you're shitting down your leg, silver pants probably aren't hiding that shit stain.
No, it's a bad color, bro.
That's a
bad color to shit yourself in.
Yeah, and so they're like, let's air cast it up. No one's gonna see the poop. Sit down in the poop in the cart here. We'll get you out of here. You think they have a pylon poop cam? Think we can get?
I don't know. Izzy, are you a shit your pants guy?
Hell no.
No.
No. Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, it happens, it's not really an age thing. I was at your age. I had shit my pants several different times.
Like that seems like you need to go to the doctor for that, dude. I'm sorry. No.
I just got an overactive, digestive system. There was a sit go, like the last exit before I had to make the long drive to Land O'Lakes. I used to call it shit go because once you pass the shit go, you were shitting in the woods or you were shitting your pants because it was like a 23-minute ride to the next exit. And so there's several times I didn't make it and I had to shit my pants, because I'm not gonna shit in the woods.
You know who shit themselves? The Falcons.
Yeah, they did. Good segue.
Great take.
Great segue.
Stank, I will say the one thing I didn't like about the defense yesterday, they didn't seem to stop the run very well against some undrafted second-year guy. I don't even know his name. I have no idea who the running back was yesterday at the game. I barely knew the quarterback's name. I only knew his name only because I saw him, get fucked over by the refs against the Chiefs on Thanksgiving weekend on Black Friday. But the Bucs didn't seem to figure out a way to stop this guy. That entire third quarter was them just running the ball over and over and over again. And Vita Vea chilling on the sidelines for some reason at halftime. Not sure why that's happening. Greg Gaines just chilling in the middle of the field. Doesn't get any push at all. This guy just stands there. And it's just like, even if you lean forward a little bit, you feel like he might accidentally fall forward. Not once did he fall forward, but whatever. The defense yesterday, in terms of the overall look, was okay, but their run defense was just absolutely horrible. And that's going to be a problem, I think, going into a game like the Chargers. We'll talk about that on Thursday, but you know, I didn't get to talk to you much about it, Stank. You were completely missing the entire third quarter, but it looked, it was a little iffy in there, but I wonder if that's just them not preparing and being overly concerned with Brock Bowers, who, again, they did a phenomenal job on.
I wouldn't say this team's confidence is fragile, but man, do they ever lose focus when, everything was going our way in the first quarter. And then the second and third quarter were the complete opposite. And you could feel it. There was really no energy in the stadium. There really never is. We already talked about this. In-stadium atmosphere is terrible. The upper deck was half empty. Even our general manager chimed in on one of my tweets with his disappointment of this fan base. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. It's such a boring crowd. It really is. I hate to beat a dead horse. We are just the most boring fans on the planet.
Stank that the stadium people, the people who run that game day experience, don't do anything. They don't have any sort of tradition that involves the fans and what's happening on the field and the announcer and the fans. Like when you go to the Green Bay game, they got 3 or 4 different traditions that go through that entire stadium. I know it's the Green Bay Packers, but there's still ways to create stuff. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks came in the same time we did. They have the 12th man. They got a guy up there doing a whole thing with the fucking pregame. Like, everyone gets jacked up. We have a fucking pirate ship. All right? We have a pirate ship. We have a mantra that's called raise the flags. We should have flags in our hands at every single game. Just like the terrible towels are at every single game. We should have flags in every chair in that stadium at every single game. And we should have some sort of raising of the flags before the game starts. It should be some massive flag that Trent Dilfer, whoever fucking dumb guy that we have come by.
Trent Dilfer was in my stadium, bro. Yeah,
like,
don't ever come in my stadium again, Trent.
He won a Super Bowl as a Raven, by the way. They should have whoever that.
Why are you in my stadium?
Whoever that special player is that they bring in, they should have him raise some massive flag, just like boom, like pulling that rope, get to the very top, raise the flags, everything goes red. We all wave our flags. It's really not hard, guys. It's really not that difficult. And you do that a few years in a row, you got a tradition. We don't have any of that. We used to have the Tampa Bay chant, but guess what? Our announcer has us doing it while we're on offense before third down. So it's like, there's, again, no rhyme, no reason. None of this makes sense. So yes, I think it makes that terrible atmosphere. How much does that make our defense and our team not focus? I don't know. It seems like a bullshit excuse. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's something that gets annoying. But yeah, it's not that. I've been telling DJ Eakin, just get me in the meeting, dude. I'll fix a lot of shit for you guys. What do I know about marketing? What do I know about marketing?
Eakin's my boy. I've known him since we were kids. It can't be his fault. I promise you, bro. I promise you, he didn't decide to play YMCA to get the crowd going near there at the end when we're trying to grab the fucking win, and they're out there fucking playing YMCA. And no offense to YMCA, it's a great song. Great song. I like any song where you can dress up with your friends and play a part. Actually, one of the better songs if you really consider everything that it's lasting. It just doesn't belong in an NFL football stadium. It's a terrible. We've been to a lot of stadiums now. I guess we can say that now. We've traveled quite a bit, been to a lot of stadiums outside of LA, which is dog shit town, dog shit fans, beautiful fucking stadium, but just terrible environment. We're easily the worst.
I mean, here's the other thing. Would not be cool if we had a spot in that deck area where the pirate ship is, where every week we'd have a statue made of the opponent's logo. Okay. We'd have an actual cannon. We have that celebrity guy come out there. It's a whole thing. We, drums and everything's going. We're all fucking batting on the fucking chairs in front of us. Then he pulls the damn thing and the cannon fires a cannonball through the fucking statue of the opposing team's logo. We all go crazy. Red flags go everywhere. Boom. Yeah. Game on. Let's go. Kick off. Like, it's not that difficult. I just gave you guys
sounds amazing.
$2 million ideas. Okay.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to have a marching band, dress them up like a dirty pirate horde, right? Have one big fat dude with a big turkey leg in his hand, just eating meat, just spilling booze and beer down his fucking face, just fat and nasty. And he starts the clap with the drum. It's just like boom before every play, right? Doom, doom, boom, and the crowd just gets going, right? You got a bunch of wenches in the background getting all crazy and hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive
Ugly.
tits, the whole thing.
Right. All those things, all the body parts, all those things. We are fucking pirates, bro. And it might as well be It's a Small World or fucking, Disney World type of shit. It's so stupid. I know the ownership built a stadium, a cool stadium with a pirate ship, expecting that the fans themselves would pick it up and run with it. We don't. The weather was incredible. I don't want to hear the fucking excuses, bro. The fucking first place was on the line. Maybe the Raiders aren't a draw, but who gives a fuck? It should be full of Bucs fans. We should care, but they don't. They don't give a fuck.
I'm telling you, man. Just get me in that meeting. I will fix a lot of the game day environment. And that game day stuff is the responsibility of the stadium because we don't have fans that have been doing this since 1920. That's just not, we're not the Packers. We're not the Chiefs. We're not all these different teams that have had these forever. But again, like I said, the Seahawks came in the same year we came in, and they have a massive pregame ritual that they all go through. The stadium experience there is unbelievable. They have not been better than us longer than us. I'm sorry. They just have not. Okay, they haven't been as bad possibly in their worst moments, but they have not been as good as we have been for as long. So they still have it. And it's Seattle. Like those people up there, they're not exactly the most rambunctious group of people living up there. No offense. It's dreadful area. It's always rainy. It's terrible. Like it's just a gray town. And yet they have a ridiculous atmosphere for these games. And hopefully next year we get to
parking lot full of hatchback Subarus. Right, they're all eating mushrooms or whatever they fuck up and do up there.
Chill environment for the most part.
How do a bunch of hippies outdo Floridians? We have crazy people in the state. We've got a lot of crazy rabid people. Yes, the tickets are expensive, but right now you could probably find them on the windshields of cars in the parking lot because it was pretty fucking empty.
We have a pirate parade every year.
We are a Gasparilla town. That's why I said it needs to be a Gasparilla parade invasion every fucking game. Every game. If it's too hot to dress up in full pirate gear, go topless, go shirtless. I don't really give a fuck. It should be pirate gear only. That's what I think. Not your Lululemons and your fucking Lululemon men. We got a lot of Lululemon men in the game around us. All right? Comfortable clothing doesn't belong. You need to be wearing that at a football game.
I don't know if that.
I hate our fans, bro. I hate our fans.
Anyway.
I hate our fans. Can we talk about football now?
Yeah.
Because I'm really getting pissed off.
All right. You're gonna
Can we
get more
talk about
pissed off.
the defense almost having like 2 picks or 3 altogether?
I'm sorry, Izzy. I already went to the next fucking topic.
No, I agree. Let's talk about that. We got that guy Merriweather. He almost caught a ball. The defense was out there. I mean, there were some ducks flying through the air. But, we could have had 5 picks. I think we ended up with 2.
V Jones.
We had one.
Vi Jones. V Jones. How do you say that guy's name, Izzy?
Vi Jones.
Vi Jones shit himself. He had one play basically the entire day, and he completely shit himself in the end zone there. Should have been a pick. The guy just threw the ball up while falling backwards, didn't even know where the ball was going. He just literally threw it up in the air, straight up in the air, hoping it would come out of bounds, and the guy gets called for pass interference. Again, terrible, terrible moment. But aside from that.
I think Myers pulled him into that one. That was a bait.
Okay, well, you wanted to talk about the fucking interceptions. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just saying, though, like, we should have had 3 interceptions altogether. 2 of them called incomplete.
4.
McCollum, Zion had that interception. There was no way that was incomplete.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Of course, they don't show replays. They don't show replays in the stadium, by the way. No.
It's odd, dude. It's just so, again, back to the game.
We wouldn't know in the stadium. The ones who pay, I paid almost like fucking $3.60 per ticket. I don't get to see the replay.
No idea. No.
I gotta look at Latte on Red Zone. I gotta hope they show it over there. I gotta look over at Latte's phone to see if they're actually. Hey, did you see the replay over there? And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, here, look on this tiny screen.
All right, you want to get more pissed off? Let's talk about the Bucs offensive line yesterday. They did well in running the ball and opening up holes and creating opportunities for the running back. But I think they struggled in pass pro yesterday, and some of that was some of that's on Baker. And then some of that caused Baker to be, inconsistent Baker. But yesterday, Baker was, in my opinion, inconsistent, skittish, and he played greedy. When I say greedy, he should have taken a lot of stuff that was checkdowns or open guys that are there as opposed to pushing the ball and trying to get bigger chunks and trying to, hit that kill shot, which, again, is more of that hero ball greediness that I don't like. But when the offensive line struggles in pass pro early on in games, I feel like it gets to him. He gets skittish. He gets uncomfortable. He starts running into sacks. He starts creating sacks. He starts holding the ball too long at times instead of just taking what's there and knowing that if he does that enough times, the defense will adjust and then everything over the top will start to open up and it'll help the run game as well. All these things go into it. But again, some of that too, like I said earlier, Stank, some of that's on Liam. Like, you got to know the guy you have. You got to know that you're running the ball well. Why go away from it for 11 out of 14 plays? And again, some of this too, due to the penalties. 4 of our 5 offensive linemen got either called for holding or false start. That's 20, if I do the math right, 10, 30 yards of penalties just on the offensive line in that game, which again takes you out of what you want to do on first down or second down most of the time. But offensive line struggling pass pro. Baker was inconsistent and led to a lot of the shit we saw in that second quarter.
Yeah, Plus says O-line was fine. Yeah, they're average. That's we had
Average.
we had a perfect show last Thursday, actually. If anybody wants to go back and watch last Thursday's show, we predicted everything on the money. We predicted Tyke was going to shut down their stupid tight end. We just predicted all. Go back. It's the perfect episode. Outside of Sammer questioning 54, perfect episode. But yeah, they're not as dominant as I think they should be. Guard play, center play at times. Obviously we have the perfect left tackle, and Gadecki's been great for the most part. And we were playing, one of the best pass rushers in the game, but not good enough. And yes, Baker was happy feet out there. We got bad Baker after that pick.
Our tackles weren't the issue. I think the inside of our offensive line in 5-step drops and longer developing pass plays, it didn't feel like a clean pocket most of the game. And when it did feel like a clean pocket, or it shouldn't have, he shouldn't have held the ball too long. Again, it was Baker being greedy. So I'm not saying the offensive line is the reason why we threw interceptions. I don't think it is. And I don't think the offensive line is the reason that Baker didn't play well. I just know that they should be able to pass block better than they do consistently, because they don't consistently pass block well enough for longer developing plays to work every single time. And some of that's Baker too. But it's just a little bit of both, man. I feel like Baker gets in his head once there's hands and arms and all this kind of stuff flying around. And he's not comfortable, and it's just hard to bring him back into the game. It feels like until the fourth quarter, and his back's against the wall, and then he just figures out ways to make plays. But I still think some of that's on Liam. I think Liam can help a little bit more. Maybe better quick passing plays that aren't so predictable. Leaning on the run game a little bit more. Some of that stuff goes hand in hand, and being able to kind of control Baker a little bit. He's been wildly inconsistent the last 2 weeks. And he's so good in the first quarter, then terrible in the second quarter. That's how inconsistent he is. Not week to week. It's like minute to minute.
Dr. Plus says Bucs O-line's been great all season. I'd say as a whole, if you run blocking, pass blocking, I think they're an average pass blocking team and an above average run blocking team. But I wouldn't say they're a great pass blocking team. If you look, Baker, most of his plays yesterday were kind of off schedule. Him finding lanes, in the pocket, dancing around a little bit. He doesn't look completely comfortable. Sometimes it's his fault, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes the pressure's on him right away, and I think he feels uncomfortable because he doesn't completely trust the pass blocking at times. So overall, yeah, I would agree they're better than average, but this is not a great pass blocking team. They're just not. And you know what? We're probably going to see a little bit of that this week, because we are playing a very, very good defensive front and a very, very aggressive defense.
Number one defense.
Yeah. So we'll get to see what they're made of this week, for sure. And hey, by the way, the screens, that quick passing game, the Raiders were ready for that. They were sitting on the screen game. They were sitting on the underneath stuff. They were daring us to throw the ball a little bit deeper.
They know our tendencies.
Yeah, I think the book's out on what Liam likes to do, and it was good. We made him pay quite a bit. Like to see 13 get involved a little bit more, but Cade had a good game on top of that too. So, and we were able to run the ball, and I think that's we need to be able to run the ball against the Chargers.
I think you need to be able to run the ball more, lean on that run game more. But listen to what Pless is saying. The offensive line as a pass blocking unit looks better than they actually are, because we're calling so many quick passing plays. And when you guys look at the grades on PFF and stuff, it's a little skewed, man. If you really dig into it and look at them, they're not really great like everyone is pretending they are. A quick passing game kind of hides a lot of that stuff. And you have to wonder, is that for Baker? Is that because Liam doesn't trust the offensive line long term? Is that for the rookie in the middle? when they run games and stunts at Graham, most of the time it gets home or it causes confusion. It creates havoc. They missed that blitz with the two guys coming up the middle where Rashad took one guy, but one guy was still free. If you go back and watch the play on the replay I watched, it was almost impossible to tell that he was even coming. They disguised it really well. He kind of came in late, not sure how Baker's supposed to see that or what the tell is or what the call is supposed to be. If he slides protection, it probably works out well, but I find it hard to find a moment for him to actually be able to call that, that check, but ultimately it is on the quarterback. So again, we don't know the play call, we don't know their checks, we don't know how all that stuff works, but I still think they leave a lot to be desired, in my opinion, especially when you see them try to go down the field, longer developing plays. It just is, man.
Yeah,
whether they call long developing plays or not, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be part of the offense anymore.
Baker's not a 6'5" quarterback either. He needs to see lanes. He's not going to be able to carve defenses, and some of it is on him. We're not here to glaze Baker and blame the offensive line all the time. It's as much him at times as it is them. So
it's both going hand in hand. They work hand in hand. But for them, I think the defenses we face, Stank, they get their arms up and they understand if they can do that, take away these passing lanes, either it blocks Baker from seeing guys or it just gets him into that weird clutch moment where he doesn't know what he's doing and it makes him hesitate and then you can get to him. And again, some of that makes the offensive line look bad. He has some Jeff Garcia moments, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm blaming on the offense or I'm blaming on Baker and blaming on Liam. It's all of those things together as a group. And some things have to be better than others, and sometimes you got to have a guy that can just elevate and just, raise the guys around him up. But also a lot of times yesterday, Stank, if you go back and watch the game, and the stadium is a little bit harder, Baker had a lot of guys that he could have just dumped the ball off to. He had Rashad multiple times. He had Tucker multiple times. He had guys coming across the middle. I don't know what the progression of his reads are, but he has guys open where he could just take what's easy and take what they're giving you and just move on. But he didn't do that enough, and that's where I saw him kind of like he's playing a little too greedy the last few weeks. Yeah. Honestly, I don't.
We're not seeing it from it. We're not seeing it from his perspective. We see it from a bird's eye. You can break tape and see the all 22 and see the guys that are running free, and the quarterback doesn't have the benefit of always seeing that, especially a guy who's 6 foot tall. So listen, he makes plays that he probably shouldn't make, and it balances out for some of the stuff he misses. So I don't want to play like a dead horse. No, he cannot do that. He cannot. The fucking pass at the end of the half was as bad as anything we've seen out of the quarterback here in Tampa. That was just inexcusable, all the excusables. It just, you can't do that.
When you watch the replay, you see what he's trying to do, and it's a throw that you got to really layer in there. But if you got a guy coming in at you, or you feel that pressure up, and I think he gets hit just as he's letting it go, and he doesn't get enough on it, and he says, I shouldn't let that go, and he has Rashad wide open in front of him, by the way. And I don't know if he sees Rashad from his angle because he's a shorter quarterback, whatever it is, you got to at the least throw that ball away. Throw it as far as you can out of the back end zone, at a corner, whatever it is. You can't take that throw. If you can't see it and you can't get everything on it, dude, you cannot make that throw. I even tweeted, what the fuck was Baker doing there? Like,
the fuck was he doing?
We're at the 21-yard line.
What went through your mind when you saw that throw?
What the hell were you looking at?
Exactly.
Because the way that it looked like, because I'm watching it from the broadcast perspective, it looks like the pocket collapses on Baker and he gets hit from behind. But I actually watched some all 22. I don't think he got touched. I think he just rushed his throw and just was trying to layer it in, like Sammer said, but he didn't layer it enough. He just threw a duck up in the air and it got picked up in the end zone.
Man, even if the guy wasn't falling into him, he was throwing into three people. It's still an ill-advised attempt to layer the ball in. It's still not a good throw, especially then where you at least have 3 points locked up before halftime. You take the free points, man. Like you got to know in that moment when to take a chance and when not to. If that's the end of the game, I get it, but it's not.
It's only an excusable play if you're throwing it up 13 and you're giving him a chance to beat those little tiny safeties and corners and just out rebound. But he didn't throw that kind of ball. He wasn't even throwing to 13, even though he was in the vicinity from my memory.
If he throws it to 13, by the way, on that replay, he has a better shot.
He has a better shot.
He's in the corner. He has a better chance.
He's never covered. And yes, Brian, I am smoking a Slim Jim. Y'all ever lit up a piece of meat and smoked it? If you haven't, you should try it. There's
you smoke meat?
I do. There's 114 people watching right now, and we have 7 likes. All right.
Yeah. Hit the like button
and
hit
no
the subscribe
This
button.
is why the stadium's empty. Okay. Do better. Do better. What the fuck is going on right now? 7 likes, 114 people. Inexcusable behavior. Turn off the screen. If you haven't liked it right now, turn it off. I don't want you. You're not allowed to watch. Can we do that? Can you set it up, Izzy, so that they're not allowed to watch unless they like it?
I can
What is going on
try. I can see what I can do.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the confidence in that response from Izzy. Izzy, run a lap, and then we'll come back to you in a second here. All right,
Oh,
Stank,
come
you kind of
on.
touched on it. You kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Is about
Run a lap.
listen. We called these guys out the last 2 weeks. We called out Sterling Shepard last week on the show on Friday. We called out J-Mac. We called out Trey Palmer. And finally, somebody not named Mike Evans came out to play in the wide receiver room. And, of course, Cade Otton came out and did Cade Otton things. He had a massive third down conversion in that fourth quarter, set up a touchdown.
You said he had bad hands. Remember that?
Yeah. And you know what? He showed up and he said, hey, I don't need to wear gloves, Sammer. I appreciate you pushing me because you're one of the greatest motivators I've ever heard speak. And it's working across the board right now. I've motivated Levante David. I've motivated Baker Mayfield. I've motivated Sterling Shepard. I've motivated Cade Otton. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I've motivated Jason Light, Spytek, the whole. I mean, listen, I don't want to make the show about me. I hate doing that. So these guys came out.
You hate it. All right.
These guys.
Hammer's the master motivator.
Yeah, these guys came out. I motivated Izzy. He's already back from his lap. Look at that. Well, fucking well done, Izzy. I like that a lot. So
Thank you.
Tight end Cade Otton had 3 catches, 70 yards. Sterling Shepard, 4 catches, 63 yards. And J-Mac finally having himself a day. Confidence booster from last week's third down conversion carries over to this week. We talked shit to him. 4 catches, 59 yards. And more importantly, 2 touchdowns in a game where we had 4 total touchdowns. That means this man accounted for half of the scoring in this entire game. Proud of this guy. Maybe he's finally starting to turn the corner as it comes to the work ethic and understanding how hard it is to play in the NFL because it seemed he thought it was going to be easy in training camp. Now he's starting to get it. It's good to finally see somebody other than Mike Evans be able to make a play in the wide receiver room, Stank.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know 2 people on that Raiders roster. 2. It's not like we were doing it against actual fucking world beaters.
I get it, man. I get it. But is it not? Who could you name on the Panthers? Who could you name on a handful of the teams we faced where neither
Dave Canales,
Jalen McMillan needed to show up, needed to make a play. Anybody outside, like opposite of Mike Evans, should be able to find openings because Mike Evans is getting all the attention. You should be able to make plays as a wide receiver in this offense if you're opposite of him, in my opinion, unless you are absolute dog shit.
there's a lot of Logan Hall hate in the chat right now. You and I focus on him for a couple series. He didn't look terrible
Did
at
his
times.
job most of the time.
Yeah, he's not worthy of where he was drafted. We all understand. I think he would probably even admit to this point. He's not that guy. They projected him to be something he isn't, but I don't think he's terrible. And if you compare him to the remainder of the rotation on the interior of the defensive line, he's not the problem. We need, and I'm sure we will, get some depth behind 50 and 94 because the rest of the guys there just, man, if they're not on the field, when we're up 14-0 and Baker throws the pick, we've got the B team out there.
Yeah,
they drive down the field. They score an easy touchdown. What's crazy is if you're the head coach, right, and you've got that quick change play and all of a sudden the Raiders have a chance to take momentum, why aren't you putting your dogs out on the field? It's hard to criticize Todd because we dominated on defense for the most part.
No, there's still those little moments like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that puzzles me a little bit. Like you don't let them breathe. You don't let them come up for air. You know, when you're the big kid in the pool and you just want to push the little kids around, right? You want to teach them how to hold their breath, right? You don't let them up for air. You don't do it.
You hold them there until they die.
You hold them there until they're right on the brink of death.
Oh, yeah,
and then maybe let them up. Maybe let them up.
Here's the thing, Stank. When it got to 3rd and goal and they brought in Vita Vea, what happened? We stopped them. They got that bullshit, pass interference call. Anytime we sat Vita out and then we bring him in for 3rd down, we would make a play. And it's like, it's mind-boggling, like you're saying. Why would you not just put out, hey, everyone who's a starter, get the fuck out there. Stop this. Go get us the ball back. Like, that's what should be the mindset all the time. We have 4 games left in the season. Like, fuck minutes. Like, what are we doing right now? Why are we Greg Gaines? I don't want to see him in the game. I'm sorry. I don't want to see him in the game ever again. And people hate on Logan Hall, but Logan Hall is not going to demand a lot of money at the end of the season. And if he comes back, which I think they should bring him back, not as a starter, relax, folks. He fills a roster. He knows his job. He does his job. He's Will Golston at this point, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm all for having a rotation if you've got a rotation. We're not in there rotating our offensive linemen, right? We're not seeing our third and fourth and fifth string fucking guards in there playing because you want to get a rotation. If you've got that rotation, you use it. We don't have a rotation. So just fucking stop. Yes, Vita Vea is a guy that probably needs to get some wind. He lost some weight. I think he's put quite a bit back on. He doesn't look
that doesn't
like
matter,
himself.
Dude. That doesn't
especially
matter.
in the second half of the game. He's just not hasn't been completely impactful out there. So yeah, maybe you give that guy a breather, but I don't know, man. We're sick of it.
Dude,
it was the second dead horse as well.
It was the second quarter.
Second quarter, yes.
It was the second quarter. Yeah. I get it when a guy needs a blow, you take him out on like the longer drives. But like after you punt the ball away or after you give the ball away on a turnover, what has the defensive player been doing on the sidelines? Has he been running around? He's been sitting on the bench. He should be ready to go. Unless it's a one play turnover, one play back again, I get it. But the Raiders didn't go on these long 10-play drives outside of that one drive that ended in a Tyke Smith interception. So why are your guys sitting and then coming out? You're still coming out with the B team. He's done it all season long. It's been my biggest criticism of Todd. I never understand the shuffling of defensive linemen. I also don't understand why a guy like Yaya, who needs as many pass rushing reps as possible to help. I mean, the percentages are in his favor if you rush him as many times as you can. Why are you dropping him in coverage? Like I get it. It's exotic. You're going to run this guy here every now and then. Makes sense. You drop him. You hope you get a JPP pick. But man,
they do it because we have to create pressure by being creative. We all know why.
But I want him to be part of the pressure.
I think he'd rather just sit up there and rush the guys we have and play coverage. But our linebacker groups, we got Vi Jones out there, right? I promise you right now, Izzy, pull up a picture of Vi Jones. All right, I promise you, nobody would know who this guy. Nobody knows what he looks like. Fuck.
Yeah, but to that point, Stank. To that point, they still played fairly well. They kind of mixed before Antoine went out. They were mixing in Izzy and Antoine and having Izzy and Tyke kind of playing linebacker, nickelback. They had some fun going on in there. But once Antoine came out of the game, you had Merriweather and whatever that guy's name we signed from the fucking Texans. I can't remember that dude's name. Tavier Thomas back there playing safety. They filled in decently for the most part. Again, can't drop that interception. But then Merriweather made a couple of tackles that mattered. Izzy made a tackle that mattered at one point. He also missed a bunch of tackles too. But it's I don't know, man. It's you could tell this defense is so shorthanded with guys that they really can't do much. And if they do something always seems to go wrong. But again, if you want to maximize what you're going to get from your defense, use the guys at their best spots. Yaya is not your best pass coverage linebacker. So if you got a blitz and you want to drop somebody, drop someone else, anybody else. But like that guy is going to have a better chance of getting to the quarterback with like all the nonsense around him than anybody else. Why? Like drop Nelson. Figure it out in a way that you put your best guys in the best position for them to make plays, man. That's ultimately what drives me insane. Yeah,
well, like I said, we're not feeling great after a win, and that's kind of the mood I came in here with. Yes, we won the game. Yes, the score at the end. The score at the end looked a lot better than I think the game actually was. It's a bit frustrating. But whatever. A win is a win.
Could have been 35 points.
We're in first place. Maybe we're a little spoiled. Maybe we're a little bit spoiled. But we got 4 games that everybody's like, oh, we just have one tough game. We still have to play teams that, first of all, Carolina gave us all we can handle. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. When's the last time we swept New Orleans?
Good question.
2 years ago.
Okay. Doesn't happen often. And God, I have just this fucking bad
I'm guessing
feeling, right?
Sure.
That stupid fucking team that we're going to need to beat them at the end of the season. A game that game's going to matter. And I hate that. I hate that it's going to matter. Not to them, but to us.
Yep, they just lost Carr, it looks like, for the whole season. So the rest of the season.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
don't
a
think
good
it's no.
football
I
team.
don't think it's for the rest of the season. He's in the concussion protocol. He hurt his hand. It wasn't
He
broken.
fractured his hand.
He broke
Did
his
he?
hand.
He
Yeah.
didn't. He doesn't really need that hand anyways, so it's okay.
It's broken,
Okay.
dude. It's yeah. Anyway, talk about broken.
Upgrading then. It's
Luckily, All-Pro safety Antoine Winfield Jr. doesn't have anything broken, but he has a sprained knee. Apparently, will miss minimum 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, somewhere in that range. Not ideal, especially not this week going against a Chargers team that has offensive weapons, has a good offensive line, in my opinion, has Herbert, who is better than any quarterback we faced the last 4 weeks. He's a little nicked up and might play in our favor. I don't know exactly. He was a little hobbled after the game yesterday. I guess he had a contusion, a leg contusion. No idea what that means. But losing Antoine now again, everybody in the secondary who is a secondary player in terms of cornerback or safety on this roster from like the first string to the fourth string has been injured at some point in this season, which is absolutely fucking insane to hear.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man. And now we have our 2 starting corners at least, but now I have no idea who's going to play back there at safety. Izian's not the greatest. You got Merriweather. Ryan Neal is more than likely going to be activated as a backup in case someone else gets injured again in game. He won't be playing unless somebody gets injured. So relax before you guys all start jumping off fucking bridges and shit. It's going to be a tough one. This is the one game at the end of the season that I circled that said this is going to be a tough game. The others should be winnable.
Yeah.
And they're a physical team, and like you said, Stank, they're the number one defense in the league right now.
You know what you don't want to see when you're battered and bruised? You don't want to see a bully. You don't want to see a team that just makes its job is to beat the shit out of you. That's the kind of ball they play. They play bully ball. So as long as we got 6 in that locker room, though, like whether he's playing good or not, he's gonna ball his fist up. I think he's gonna have those guys ready to fight. This is gonna be a tough football game. We're going to see how physical we can be, and we can be physical. We've seen it, but we are just so beat up, man. It's hard to feel comfortable not knowing we are a shell of ourselves. Our better players in the secondary are out. Jamel Dean, I don't know what that guy's, what that guy's deal is.
He played a better game this week.
He
gave up one catch for 6 yards, dude.
Yeah, but he gave up a catch he shouldn't have given up. He gave up a catch he shouldn't have given up. It was so bad that Mike Evans was pissed on the fucking sidelines, bro. Jamel, you pissed off Mike Evans. I've never seen him act like that. By the way, like, you pissed that guy off.
So I didn't see that in game. I don't know if you did.
No, I was at the game.
Okay, so at what point in the game was Mike Evans pissed off? What is he pissed off about?
After that
offense,
catch,
or was it
after
after
that fourth
they gave
down
up a
catch? After the 4th down catch,
Jamel Dean missed his tackle.
Yeah,
and then right after, you see Mike Evans pretty much yelling at Jamel Dean while he's on the sideline. Like he was that pissed off that Jamel Dean let that 4th down conversion happen.
Wow. Okay. Well then, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. Mike Evans, yeah, he's right. If he knows anything about being covered and being uncovered, it'd be that guy. But yeah, I'm just saying, you got your 2 starters. We saw how bad the guys behind Jamel Dean are. So I'm not a Jamel Dean fan, especially this season. I think it's obviously his last season here, in my opinion. He's going to get traded. He's going to get the Carlton Davis, treatment. I don't know what they'll get for him, but he's still better than the guys behind him. So you kind of just take that with like a grain of salt, I guess you could say. But the other guys behind them, in terms of the safeties, man, that is going to be a mess to deal with a guy like Justin Herbert, man. That's a gunslinger. That's a dude who wants to throw the ball down the field.
We can't rebuild this roster completely.
I know. But I'm just saying, they take shots down the field, man. And if you are not in the right spot, they're going to find those spots. Tough team physically up front. I think the Chiefs kind of have given a pretty good recipe for how to beat them last night. A little bit of luck there, too.
Chiefs see them twice a year. That's a division game.
I get it, but if you can shorten the game, you can play a little bit more physical, lean on the run game. Got to beat those guys up front somehow. Vita and those guys got to have themselves a game. But we can talk about this on Thursday. But Antoine not playing in the game. Already Mike Edwards out. Already Jordan Whitehead out. We already don't have
Mike Edwards definitely out? Do we know that for sure?
I mean, they said last week it'd be a couple of weeks minimum. And it's going to be, I don't know. It seems like he's not going to be playing. They're not acting like he's coming back anytime soon. And then you got KJ Britt out. JJ Russell out. Servassier Dennis
I'm
out.
good with KJ Britt being out.
Yeah, I'm just saying at this point, like we are just putting guys out there and hoping it works. And it's duct tape. It's Levante, Cansey, Vita, and a bunch of duct tape. And Zion started the season hot. He's had some moments where he doesn't seem there. And then again, he's had moments where he's had a chance to pick the ball off. He's had moments where just a lot of things, man, have been a little odd. So it's just worst time to have a guy like Antoine go down again. So, and for the people out there who are saying he doesn't deserve the money he got, you guys are fucking dumb.
Wait, people are saying that he doesn't deserve the money?
You know what? I was mad at you for even responding to that guy.
I needed to retweet that because I needed that man publicly shamed for how stupid he was.
That's what he wanted. You don't do that.
He just wanted the clout.
You don't give stupidity that kind of attention. No. Because that's all they want.
I'm a guy that believes in
he was just giggling
and feathering.
You know, he's just a big old hairy, balding Oreo Cheeto finger eating motherfucker, bro. And he was so happy when you responded to that dumb shit. Yeah, okay, sure. Antoine Winfield's overpaid. Got it. Okay. Final shit. Thank you, Jonas.
Were you trying to talk?
I mean, besides the fact that we have a mash unit pretty much playing in the secondary and all throughout our defense.
Mash.
They did pretty well this game, but like you said, I am concerned about the Chargers game coming up this Sunday, but we'll get with that on Thursday.
TC hates that I even mentioned Zion. Yeah, I can be a little critical of a guy every now and then. He's playing well, don't get me wrong, but I need him to make a play, man. He's got to make a play. That interception, not sure how they overturned that shit. That was a play. But it feels like since he got injured a few weeks ago, he's been kind of still trying to find his footing and get back. He's playing a little bit further off than he used to in the beginning of the season. Gave up some weird conversions against the Panthers. He gave up some weird conversions before that week as well. I don't know. Didn't look great against the Niners.
He's the least of our worries.
But I'm not saying he's one of our worries at all even. I'm just saying now that you don't have Antoine Winfield Jr., you don't have anybody else who knows how to play safety, these guys going to have to figure it out.
Hey, Sammer. They say every time Izzy talks, a song comes on. Is that for real, or are y'all just talking shit?
They're talking shit.
No, I think they're right.
What?
I think they're right.
What song?
No, there's no song playing when Izzy comes on.
What song?
Like Izzy's on screen right now. No songs are playing.
Hey, no songs playing right now. Like
what kind of song? You got some fucking. You got some reggaeton playing in the background when Izzy speaks or something, bro? What the fuck is going on, Sammer?
I wish. That would have been awesome, actually. Just some like random Cuban music.
What the fuck?
Oh, I know what's happening.
Unbelievable.
I think I know what's happening. They're hearing, when I
it says it's the theme of the show. The theme song comes on.
It comes on when we come back because it's part of the intro. It guides us in. It's all good. We fixed it. No, it's on. It's gone now. Put me in, coach.
We're good now.
Yep.
Izzy, bro, this is your second time on, and it's just not going well. 2 times in a row. Your last time you put like a hand up, it fucked up the whole screen and shit. Now every time you come on, your theme music, unbelievable.
I don't know what's going on. Like
I don't think
okay, look, the first technical difficulty, I will own up to that one. I was still figuring this whole thing out. The music playing, that's not me.
Might be you, man. I think it's you.
It's not me, I promise. My hands are free.
It's on you. Anyway, did you catch anything that was worth reading in the chat, Izzy? Because that's kind of part of your job, man.
Let's see. I mean, people coming after you for going after Zion.
Yeah.
The Tristan Wirfs hold, that was a phantom call. Interior O-line issues, I guess, for the Chargers. That should be to our benefit. Someone said that Trey Palmer will have a monster game. I haven't seen him.
Sure he will.
I haven't seen him in the past few weeks.
Sure he will.
So I don't know.
Trey Palmer hasn't had a monster minute. What are we talking about? A monster game. A monster game.
Ryan Neal is dumpster juice trash. I am sorry.
All right, man. I didn't ask you to read the whole fucking chat log, dude. I asked you for some good chat comments. You clearly don't know what you're doing. Watch
Ryan Neal have the game of his life, bro.
He's not going to play. It doesn't matter. He's going to be.
You don't think he's going to play? I think there's no fucking he's got to dress at this point. Who the fuck else are we going to dress?
He's going to dress, but he's going to be the guy that comes in if any of the other guys get injured. No, he's not playing, dude. It's already.
He's going to play. He's going to play. Not. Listen, somebody said earlier they reached out to Sabby Piscatelli, who we met on the golf course, by the way.
Absolute unit, by the way.
Yeah, he's put together. That guy's put together still.
He had a brief stint as a wrestler. That's why, Stank. Yeah. He was appearing in some form of the WWE, WWF. I don't know what it's called now. WW. Is he? What is it called now? Is he?
WWE.
You didn't sound confident with that answer. By the way, shout out to Guru. Shout out to Guru in the chat. For those who don't follow Guru on Twitter, follow Guru on Twitter. Follow him on TikTok. Guru runs Bucs TikTok. Okay, he interviews the fans before the game. We met up with him before the game. If you're a TikTok person, I'm an old man. I have TikTok. That's not weird, is it? Right? But shout out to Guru. Follow his content.
By the way, he's out there doing your TikTok. Every time you open the app, it notifies me that you're in the app because you have that privacy setting where you're like, anytime you open TikTok, it comes up and tells me. So I almost always know when you're taking a shit throughout the day.
Can you see what I'm looking at?
No, thankfully, but it tells me Stank bastard is on TikTok. It pops up and gives me this notification because
man on TikTok.
You've never disabled it, and it happens 7-8 times a day. So either you're taking 7-8 shits a day, or you're lying to me about how busy you actually are throughout the day. Because you got time to fuck around on TikTok, Stank.
I guess I don't know. I don't know how these apps work. Okay,
obviously,
I'm lucky to be on them. I know about them. My daughter sent me some shit called Yik Yak. Is that real? Some shit called Yik Yak. I don't know. It's a miracle I'm in front of this camera right now.
What's Yik Yak?
Don't ask me. That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
I hope you guys all hit the like and subscribe buttons, please, because that's a massive part of this show. Have to hit the like button. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And if you don't like Izzy, I want you to pay attention when I put Izzy on the screen again. If you don't like anything he says, let us know. The smiling emoji makes him do 25 push-ups. If you don't like anything he's saying, even worse than that, hit the shit emoji. That means he's going to run a lap. And if you just want to make him feel small and inferior, hit me with the, is this Stank's son with the tiny little finger thing, that emoji there.
No,
that lets us know.
This is one of Latte's sons, bro. This is not my son.
Whoa. Wait, hold on. Why
bro, you know how many sons Latte has, bro?
Wow.
Why do you think he hasn't been on the show in a month? He's out there, bro. He's got like 7 or 8 kids.
So you think he's got no time because he's got to work so many jobs to pay for all these kids?
Yeah, bro.
So we got ourselves like a.
And Izzy can't sing. Izzy can't sing, so he's not pulling his weight.
Izzy, can
you? Izzy, go ahead. Can you, Izzy? Go full screen right now, Izzy. I want to hear you sing.
Hit us with a happy birthday.
No sir.
Yeah, full screen right now.
Happy birthday in B flat. Go.
Happy birthday. Wait, what?
Happy birthday in B flat. Go. You need a metronome? I got a metronome. I can. What a fucking terrible intern.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why you're not allowed at the game. Jaden sits next to us because he can sing.
Yeah.
You're not allowed there.
Yeah, that kid's gonna bring us money. You're
not us. Latte, not us.
That's what I'm saying. He's bringing the family money. But a lot of people, by the way, have been dropping shit emojis for you, Izzy, just so you know. That means they really think you should be running a lap. So, hey, from here on out, anytime he speaks, I want you guys to hit one of those 3 emojis, and we're going to figure out a way. I'm going to make Izzy count them up. That's your job from now on as well, Izzy. Count up all the emojis, and then that's what you're going to have to do from between Monday and Thursday's show. You need to video yourself either running a lap or doing 25 push-ups based on what the chat thinks. You cool with that, Izzy?
I like it.
Anyway,
we have a super chat though. We got a super chat by the way.
Okay, go ahead.
LDBC's most wanted $4.99. Saludos, LC. Just want to show love to Rashad. Bucky went down and he scored 2 tutties and had over 100 total yards.
Izzy, did you graduate high school?
I mean, I wouldn't be working if I didn't.
You struggled reading that. No,
you get GED.
English.
You can get a GED. You don't have to do it. Some people.
My inner Hispanic decided to come out at the wrong time. I just mixed up my words.
Do you speak Spanish, by the way?
Un poquito, pero yo entiende.
No idea what that means. Thanks, man. That was terrible. Now you're gonna fuck up all of our algorithm. They even sound Spanish.
Fuck up our algorithm. That's below the belt.
Ouch.
No, now we're gonna get a bunch of those like Spanish porn bots. Here they are.
What's wrong with those, bro? You want to know what I'm doing on TikTok?
You respond to the bots. You respond to the bots, guy. You definitely look like that, dude. Oh, you're like, man, I got all these awesome new followers. Look at this girl right here. Ooh, yeah. Probably like sliding into the DMs of a bot.
He sounded like AI trying to read FCAT questions. Jesus.
Nailed it.
Damn.
Dude, that's pretty good. Hey, anyways, we'll see you guys on Thursday for an actual Thursday night show. Stank, before we go, do you have any iguana birthdays? Do you have any armadillo, celebrations you got to attend Thursday night?
Bro, I would know. This is not even fucking a lie. I would love to own an armadillo, bro. I want a pet armadillo so badly, but I feel like it would. Divorce is always a possibility with me, just because I don't really care. If I brought home an armadillo, my wife, who is also Puerto Rican and Dominican and dangerous and violent,
she would eat the armadillo.
Wow, what are you trying to say?
Is that what you're saying? I was trying to finish.
What are you trying to say?
Would she eat your armadillo? Is that what you're going to say?
Would my wife eat an armadillo?
Is that what you were going to say?
My wife is not Loose Cannon Leprechaun's, family member. When we eat armadillos.
You have pet iguanas, dude. And you look like what an armadillo would look like if it transformed into a human via the green goo.
That's a compliment.
Turtles. Yeah.
What armadillos are badass.
Yeah. So
okay?
if you they
transform.
We'll end the show on this.
Stank looks like he would anamorph himself into an armadillo.
Izzy, listen.
They're real life transformers. How are you going to hate a fucking armadillo?
Hold on. Let me end the show on this. I'm going to ask you this question, okay? If you were to get the green goo and you were to, I don't know if you eat the green goo. I don't remember exactly how it works. I think you just have to touch it. What animal do you think you would turn into? For me, I really do think you would be an armadillo if the green goo hit you.
Bro, I would be, how Master Splinter, he's got he's old, bro. All right. He's real stiff. Okay, but that motherfucker can still move. He can still do it when he has to. That would be me. But yeah, armadillo. If I could be half man, half armadillo, holy shit!
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to be the armadillo first, and you'd grow into the human. So you would be an armadillo. I
would be a ninja armadillo in a heartbeat. Fuck yeah,
Izzy. What animal do you think you would be prior to the green goo?
What animal I would be?
Yeah, you touch the green ooze. What do you turn into? Half man?
Oh, ooze. I've been calling it the green goo the whole time. Yeah,
half man, ooze. Half Izzy, half what?
Shit, half.
Too long. He took too long.
This is fucking ridiculous. When I give you a chance to speak, dude, you got to be ready. Like I'm not giving you fucking.
Hold on.
You're going to decide.
I'm limiting you. I'm limiting you.
I don't know. Fucking half Dotson. I don't care.
Izzy, shut the fuck up when I talk. All right. Rule number 1. On this show, you know that. All right. 2, I'm limiting you to every show 5 minutes total airtime. So when I come to you, gotta be ready, dude. All right, we're gonna try this again. Green goo hits you.
All right,
what animal?
You're ready. This
Ooze.
is you got it, Izzy.
Ooze hits you. What are you? Go.
I believe in you.
Dotson. I'll be the wiener dog.
Half man, half wiener dog.
That was your fucking answer.
Yo, wow.
Hey.
That was terrible. So you're just basically the Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile. That bus that drives around, which I've seen somehow in my life 4 times.
I've seen it in person. That is the oddest vehicle ever.
Stank looks like a guy who would drive that vehicle, though.
He looks like he could own one.
Dude, Mudfish Matt is actually dropping science. He said leprosy is what armadillos have. Don't get one. Listen, bro, I'm old. It doesn't matter at this point. If I get leprosy, if I get whatever.
Nirav, here. This is what you should be doing, by the way.
Navaj?
Nirav says armadillos have the largest penis to body ratio of all animals. See, this is the kind of chat you're supposed to be catching through the filter there, Izzy, and being like, hey, ding, I got a cool one to share with you guys.
Hey, there's 100 people or something watching. There was. All of you guys are now smarter for knowing now that armadillos have the biggest dicks to the ratio of Sammer. You're the only one who hasn't answered the question. You touch the ooze. What are you? Half what?
Tasmanian devil. Yep.
Okay.
That my real answer, honestly, would be magic carpet, but that's not an animal. So I think that would be kind of the coolest thing to be, just like a massive.
What about like half man, half genie?
I mean,
I could see is genie's not an animal, but it's still something.
like a blue complexion type genie. Look, I mean,
Yeah.
I could pull that off. I think I could pull that off.
Hey,
Better
hold
than
on, what?
Fucking, I want to be a wiener dog. Fucking.
Hey, hold
idiot.
on, wait. Michael just popped up saying when Izzy talks, my Google
Can't
Assistant
even
starts
say
doing
your
weird
own name
shit.
right. He read that sentence and got his own name wrong.
Dude, yeah.
Like I said,
I'm changing your answer. I think you'd be a gerbil, Izzy. I think that's what yours answer should be.
no.
You'd be a gerbil with a goatee. At least I don't even know what your face looks like. Let me look again. Yeah. You have pretty shitty facial hair. You're right. All right. Hey guys,
Wait,
make
no,
sure you hit.
know the
It's way
dog-
better mine. He can
you know
grow a
the dog
mustache.
from Up? You know the dog from Up? The one
There's
that
a
has the
dog
little
in
top
Up?
box?
You want to be a dog from a cartoon?
No,
There's a dog and Up. All I know is that little old man that looks like my grandson isn't Up.
Yeah, that is your grandson, by the way. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new. We'll see you guys next
This show
Thursday.
is terrible.
7:20 p.m. Yeah, this was a great program tonight, actually. I think we all learned a lot. We learned about penis to, body ratio.
Body
on
size
mammals.
ratio. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big thing. There should be a better term for that, like a PTB. That's what a PTB ratio. That's exactly what it should be. I feel like I'm in the running for that highest percentage as well. Stank, don't ever leave your seat at the next home game, or I'm gonna make sure
We
my
won.
son beats the shit out of you, man. Honestly, so
We won.
Yeah, but not really. If you would think about
All
it.
right, so I would have shit in my seat if I hadn't gotten up. I was in the bathroom for an entire quarter. Same thing happened in Green Bay, by the way.
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Hey,
Same thing
the
happened
Bucs are in
Bay.
first place. How long will they be in first place? We don't know. We're going to tackle the matchup between them and the Los Angeles Chargers coming up this Sunday. We'll see you guys on Thursday night, 7:20 p.m.
Diego
Hopefully,
Superchargers.
Hopefully, Izzy will have quit school by then so that he can be part of the show, and or whatever else he thinks he wants to do on Thursday night. Izzy, part of being on this show is that you have to kind of get rid of your social calendar. Has to get fucking thrown out the window, right? I decide what you're gonna do on Mondays and Thursdays from here on out. So
understood. School is no longer cool in my eyes.
Damn right. All right. Hey, folks out there, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Peer pressure sucks unless you're friends with the guys you're peer pressuring. Go Bucs.
It's kickoff, set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season starts.